this. Yeah? Is it recording? Yeah. Here we go. All right. Third little stream of the day. Third time's the charm. Let me do it. Let's do it. Here we go. Yeah, all right. Working on this. Got this a nice start earlier. So let's bring this in. Let me send up a couple signal flares just in case anybody is around. I like to do that. Where do we have? We have Discord. All the various ways to say, hey, come check it out. Where will I put? Yeah, all right. Cool, all right. Enough of that. So some things are different. Did I do anything really majorly different? I moved the chat where, I guess it's normal to have the chat there. That's where I used to have it. And it's different at my house. So I'm at my other studio at my parents' house. So this is where I stream or work when things are busy. And my wife is working late. Laika, how are you? Good to see you. Here, let me get it out of the way. It looks so much better now, but I fell on my face the other day. And you have a new device. New toys. Precious new toys. Gadget or something more tactile? Anyway, I smashed my face in a fit of drunken stupidity. I was dressed as Jesus for my Halloween party, and I tripped over my robes after drinking too much wine and severely impacted my face and fell on my knuckles, you can tell. Music production thing, just a little mobile sketch pad. Interesting. Like a little, what do they call those? Yeah, Jesus very quickly learned how to turn water into whiskey that night. And then ironically it turned back into blood after I went a little too far. So one of those life lessons. Anyway, here, you mess with your gadget while I mess with my stuff. That'll be fun. All right. There won't be any lasting damage, but I really could have knocked my teeth out. I really could have. They're sore right here. They're very sore, but they're not wiggly at all. And, you know, my chin, you know, I have a very pointy face, so it's interesting to imagine it flattened. But I'm fine, and honestly, I'm not even really in that much pain. Probably the ouchiest part is my knuckles right now. This is where I have my biggest scabs. My face has healed up really quickly, but you can kind of tell I have a black eye. Hey, you can't make this shit up. But I'll be all right. I'm actually really surprised how quickly it's come back together. But I've heard black eyes take forever to go away, so we'll see how it goes. All right. And whatever, you know, serves me right. How am I gonna solicit for sympathies when I'm Tempting fate. Tempting the Lord. Anyway. I did. I got a big haircut. Big old haircut. This is funny. I have a picture of it. This will be this is good. This is good content right here. Here we go. No, not that one. Let's see. Can you guys see this? Look at all that hair. That's a... There it is. It's going in and out. Anyway, that pile of crap is it's a giant made of hair. 10 Pro Max right here. We had the free trail, laid back, easy days max. Yeah, this is like the straight and narrow. You know, you can imagine the corners of my bed are like laid out with military precision, folded just so. Like it says, I'm going the opposite way. Gonna try to grow my hair out. Well, my idea was to grow my hair out before it got gray. I was figuring, I was like, because I'm 42 or nearly there, and I was like, I'm gonna have gray hair any day now, and if I'm ever gonna have long, luscious, sexy, non-gray hair, it's now. So I tried growing it out, and it never got gray, but what it did start doing was finding its way into my food, and like I wasn't used to like finding it. Like I'd be like vacuuming, and I'm like, where's all this hair coming from? And it was me. It was all coming from me. All right, yeah. But everybody should give their shot at the long hair. That's as long as it ever got. Oh, the other thing is it got so long I could put it in a ponytail, and I decided I didn't like how it looked. I didn't like it at all. So I'm like, okay, if I'm not going to like it, if I'm not going to feel vain, what is the point of doing it at all? So that's done. Anyway, a little bit of silliness. Sometimes you got to do weird stuff, you know? Okay, right now I'm going to try and get a little bit of ambient blue light on all these little headstones that are in the background. Man bun. Yeah, well, I didn't want the man bun. I don't think I can quite pull off that aesthetic. I could probably get the bun down. I don't know if I can make it look manly, though. I think that was a little bit issue. I was like, this is detracting from any semblance of masculinity I had. Like it says, my hair was super long when I was younger, and since then I've been experimenting with it. I enjoy having long... There was a... They had a... About the time that Peaky Blinders was peaking in popularity, if you'll forgive the pun, there was a... they had that... They sort of resurrected that short back and sides, but like long on top look, and I was rocking that for a while, and I was a fan, but but people are I don't know. People seem to be less into that, and I don't blame them. The world is a little bit too close to the politics of that timeline, and I'd rather, I don't know. I'd rather go back to the 90s or something, you know. What I've never done is had like frosted tips or like blonde, you know. Remember when Eminem was new and he had totally yellow hair? Show marquee. Okay, so that's the marquee. Hide the marquee. Yeah, Slim Shady. Well, he did back in the day. That was my era. Where is it? Eminem. Hey, man. My brother's popping in. I can't really, the thing is gonna detach if... Did you see my face?
What happened?
Oh, I fell on my face at the end of the party.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very proper. I tripped over my robes and crushed my face. So, yeah.
Nice haircut.
It looks better now, though. Thank you. Yeah. My brother, who is still rocking long hair, came in to mock me for getting a haircut, and then had a fun moment examining my face, because I hadn't made a big deal about telling people about it. I figured I might heal before anybody had to see it. Here we go. There was a girl who used to like me just because she thought I looked like Eminem. And I have a little bit of that pointy nose and the blue eye and the chin, I guess. Anyway, that angry look, but beyond that, I don't think there's much resemblance. God, Eminem's whole modern arc recently has been so cringe. Whole album of a 50-year-old grandpa going, "Hey, it was cool. I was 20, right, guys?" I was a fan when I was 18, 19, 20. That was it. He sort of like did this, let's see, after 9/11, everybody had their "we hate George Bush" and kind of reaction in the music scene, and then I don't know, the internet happened. I started listening to EDM and stuff, but I like the real Slim Shady, the original one, or yeah, Slim Shady, whatever the one that came out in like '98, the one where he gives the girl mushrooms and she freaks out. That stuff was my jam. Okay. I mean, I used to listen to like the Insane Clown Posse. I'm not like a person anybody should go to for music advice, music picks. I almost exclusively listen to retro video game music now. I didn't take his new album that way. It was a bit of a throwback to how he used to rap, while reflecting on how he's grown, things have changed in society. I was surprised to see he kept making music at all. I mean, homie could just totally dip, and I mean, he didn't have to keep doing his thing. But what really changed is just, I'm not an angry teenager anymore. I used to listen to Alice in Chains on repeat, or like, Seven Dust, Avenged Sevenfold, whatever would make me feel justified in my anger. And, because I had a lot of that teenage angst. It's not so much that way anymore. I can't listen to Alice in Chains anymore. It's like, I'm like, what is going on with this music? It's so depressing. And I'm just not like that anymore. I mean, I do like the music. It's just, it's not. Like, I used to need it like it was a drug, and now it's like, okay, I'm okay. It's just not something I connect with anymore, It doesn't resonate. And probably, Eminem would be similar. It's ironic because now I'm, my kids will be like, we want to listen to the Troll soundtrack, and I'm like, nice, that's my jam. Just like whatever poppy stuff is out there. So I'm totally cringe now. It's done. I'm cooked. Still listen to Slipknot and other bands. Wordplay, yeah. I'm still a fan of like White Zombie. Not White Zombie, but yeah, White Zombie. Some of that stuff is rad. I like I still like the like Mortal Kombat Annihilation soundtrack. I like connecting with stuff that was popular when I was a teenager, but if I had the album, I would have listened to it all the way like into oblivion to where it was overexposed, and then I just wouldn't like it anymore. But it is interesting to like go back and tap into songs that were popular at the time, like when I was a kid, but I wasn't into, but then sort of reflect on them as an adult and be like, yeah, I could have been into this song, this album. It's like I can totally see myself jamming out to this. Anyway, what I'm trying to do here is apply a gradient from dark to light to the tops of these tombstones in the background, just sort of giving a sense of their dimension and depth. I'm not really thinking too much about like the composition so much. Not really thinking about that, because I can darken these later, but what I'm trying to do is like build a world that feels like light, and the color of light is accountable. There's an accountability to the decisions that I'm making. So if I'm gonna say that there's moonlight lighting stuff up, then that moonlight is gonna hit a lot of places. I can fine-tune where it hits later, make that, a point of the composition. But right now, sort of doing it without prejudice. Not having too much of an agenda, other than consistency. And right now they look like, broken teeth in a sea of darkness. But when I apply a little light to the grass as well around them, it'll Boxer has been laughing ever since he left the room. Thank you, man. Here, you can examine my face here, because everybody else already got a look. But you can see I had it wasn't split, like I didn't have to go to the hospital and get stitches. I beefed it so hard. I would have got it on video too, but there was a tree blocking the path of the camera. But yeah, what's been happening is, like, as I'm sort of emoting on my face, it's been splitting and cracking the surface of the scabs, and then so they've just been sloughing off for the past few days. I think it would have upset you. Julie was actually really worried. She was really worried. There was debate as to whether or not I needed to go to the ER, and but they were able to stop the bleeding, and I never stopped breathing, so they were just like, okay, let him ride it out. Anyway, Boxer, we were having a discussion about music. Oh, you know what I'm sure we all love is the Fifth Element soundtrack. That's a good one, right? Jesus had a lot of wine. A lot of wine and a lot of whiskey. Because there were 40 people that came to that party, and they all know that I love booze, so they all brought me some. It's a classic Max party, yeah. People arrive, they bring their favorite booze, they want to see me take a shot with them, so I do that, you know, times 40. Not 40, but, you know, But Boxer was there. I hope you had fun, man. This was for my birthday, ostensibly, but also it was a Halloween party, so we were all dressed up. Boxer was Snake Plissken. It was a great Snake Plissken. Very, hats off to my bro there. It was a kind of striking figure. This eye patch. We all remember Snake Plissken from Escape from New York, yes. The element is fun. Diva Dance was initially manipulated the way it was because the vocalist thought it was humanly impossible, but since then a few really impressive singers have managed it as a kind of challenging exercise and maybe a bit of a, yeah, so that's a bit of a flex. You could pull off the... Oh... It's recently come on my radar that they are going to there's an effort underway to relaunch the heavy metal magazine, the anthology magazine, like the sci-fi one that that was, I don't know if it was ever popular, but it always existed when I was a kid, and I would pick it up as a good means to, you know, find borderline adult content when I was a teenager. I for one ascribe to David Byrne's opinion that if a singer gets too technical, it gets harder to believe what they're singing. I think that's true. That's why I sing as badly as I can, any chance I get, so that it's believable. Otherwise, I'd never live down the auto-tune allegations, you know? Same thing with instrument playing. Just totally bad at it. It's otherworldly. It's incredible. It's got no credibility. Incroyable. Alright, now I'm going to select all the grass. Oop. Well, as much of it as I can get. You know who has perfect diaphragm pitch is my brother. He can unleash a burp that will awaken the deities of the deep. Goblin brained combination that actually worked for some reason. I'm currently drinking a mixture of sake and kvass. What's kvass? What is that? It's a fermented, cloudy, low-alcoholic drink that originated in northeastern Europe. It's made from bread or other cereals and has a sweet, sour taste and a pleasant aroma. Ah, this is interesting. Here, let's all learn together, because this is cool. Huh. I'll have to try this. It's your favorite beverage? For some reason, I think I can taste it. I think I'm still a little... How to make Russian rye kvass. So this is like liquid bread, right? It's one of those things. This is cool. All right, well... Sake, and now are you drinking it warm or cold? Slightly schlebui. There's other types. Slightly sweet liquid rye bread. Huh. I love rye bread. Cold, okay. My dad used to be a pretty hard drinker, and he would have hot sake in a coffee cup on early chilly mornings. I'm not sure if I've ever tried that, but one day I'll get around to it. Paint in a little light onto this grass. Make sure I got my calculation right. The way I've designed the grass in the background, it's kind of like there's these knolls. So there's like a lot of texture and overlap. I'm trying to create a sense of depth and undulation, like the ground is disturbed. There can be like a lot of shadows, basically giving a sense that it's an old burial ground. Doesn't look too bad. There's also going to be like a layer of mist in between the foreground and back and like this middle background. What's going on here? Ah. Okay, that's interesting. I was drawing some of this stuff on the wrong layer. I don't think it will make too big of a... It won't be a difference that I won't be able to overcome, but it's a little unsettling. Plow ahead, regardless. Is anybody watching any scary movies this week? Run up to Halloween, after all. For me, it feels like Halloween is past. We had our Halloween party very early this year, so that it was more agreeable to certain people's schedules. Friends of mine, you know, who were my favorite friends suggesting watching VeggieTales. That is that could be true. VeggieTales could be really freaking scary. I'm kind of interested in seeing The Shining, like the Jack Nicholson one. Maybe I should watch it later tonight. The Shining. Isn't it super long, though? Two hours and 26 minutes. That's not that crazy. It's quicker than reading the book. No joke though, Spookly the Square Pumpkin is a fun little CG children's film that isn't it's not bad at all. It's got some catchy songs that live rent-free in my brain. Okay, before I go too far, I'm going to take the color of the tombstones here and put them where they belong, which is over here. Merge that. Great. Now all that is normal, as it should be. Great. And let's try this tree. Trees need light. Tree color. I need to make this bigger. Wow, okay. That explains it. I was doing my color calculating, guesstimating on a very narrow RGB slider. So I didn't realize that the jump in brightness that I was calculating was as large as it was. It won't make too much of a difference in the end, but shit. Do that again. This drawing tablet that I'm using is I think 17 inches in diagonally, so it's very. It's safe to say it's like a quarter of the size of my other drawing tablet. Or something equivalent. Check my settings. Ooh, save your work, everybody. Whatever you're working on, save it. Okay, well that checks out. Here's a fun insider tip from the Artist Corner. Pretty much every single Wacom device is different with its. I don't know if that's actually true, but to me it feels like it's true. There's probably some like equivalent theory in music as well. Like when you're like, if you don't know how to feel those differences, like I'm sure like one guitar manufactured by the same thing or whatever sounds the same as the next one that's manufactured by the same thing. But like a real seasoned pro musician could probably tell them apart, tell you the differences. I feel that way about drawing tablets. I'm very sensitive to how they can feel different, and I don't make a big deal about it, like, well, I can't work under these conditions, but sometimes you can end up fighting your tools a little bit. It's normal. Oh, I was going to say something cool. Oh boy, look at all these dropped frames. Yeah, before I got super distracted, they're talking about revitalizing the heavy metal anthology, and I got a buddy who's sort of got the ear of the new editor. So there's a chance that somewhere down the road, old Maxie tries to submit something for that. And, you know, whatever comes of it, should probably be nothing, but it's definitely like a bucket list experience to throw my hat in the ring on that sort of for that sort of venture. That would be extremely cool. That's interesting. Apparently I didn't really do much color for the leaves. Okay, well, whatever. Let's give it some texture for now. I'll fix it later. So today I was thinking about what kind of cool kind of... He said that they were looking for like 4-pager stories. Like, I could do 4-pagers. Like a 4-page comic. That wouldn't destroy me. Wouldn't destroy my health. Come up with some original silly story. But make it fun, like it could be horror. The idea of having I mean, the heavy metal themes are always like violence and sex, and they're kind of, but in like a pulpy kind of way. And I was thinking, what if it was something where, like a husband. So this takes place in like 1920s Egypt, maybe, and we've got an archaeologist who is sort of nebbish, and he's got like a really smoking hot wife, and she's like tired of his ass. She's like, I can't wait for this guy to roll over and croak or whatever, so I can leave his butt. She's like, maybe I can get rid of him on this trip, you know. And they discover like a tomb, and somehow he discovers oh, there's an inscription here about a curse and whatever, but she sees her opportunity, and she kills him. And then, but inadvertently, like the blood runs over the coffin, or the sarcophagus, and it resurrects the mummy. And at first it's like super scary, but then he like turns out to be this handsome pharaoh or something. And she's all excited because she's like, I killed my husband, and now I'm gonna marry this resurrected Egyptian pharaoh. And he like embraces her, and then he kills her, and then uses her blood to resurrect his queen. And that's like the twist ending or something. Felt like that could be kind of fun. Felt like it's like, I could get that out. It wouldn't involve like needing to invent a whole bunch of like character designs or anything like that. It's unlike if it was like a sci-fi epic or whatever, you'd have to like come up with a whole bunch of new and original shit. So that's an idea for down the road. Oop. Okay. Bringing back the same colors for this tree. It's the same kind of tree. It's like an oak tree. Not unlike the ones that grow up in my area. Okay, and now there's this soil over here. Some sort of... where like the earth has fallen away a little bit. It's like... not a cliff, but a embankment? I don't know. Wherever I can imagine. Top facing plane. Sky facing plane here. Add a little bit of light. Do a quick save. It would be cool to get the Moonlight Pass finished up this tonight. That would be cool. I've only got about another hour budgeted, but let's go for it anyway. Okay, this owl. Same deal. Adding blue light. Giving it a kiss. And this owl is an established character. It's not a whatever owl. It's like an Easter egg. The real ones know. sort of my design on the established owl, but it is definitely a sort of wise owl paired with young Link is it's a well-established Zelda pairing. Colors are so much more vibrant on my laptop screen. It's funny, but I can't like assume that people will see things on a vibrant screen, you know? You almost have to design it for a bad monitor. Make sure it looks good there. There used to be an old radio show when I was a kid, Loveline, Roland, Dr. Drew. And I was a big fan of it at the time. And so I listened religiously. Anyway, one thing that certainly stuck out for me was there was an anecdote with, they had Bad Religion on the program. And of course, when you have a musical guest on that show, you know, you play their whatever. It's always promotional, so they play, you know, the hit single or whatever that they're there to promote. And Bad Religion, they went out to the parking lot to listen to how it sounded on the radio of like the intern who like drove a like an old Toyota or something like that with like a bad sound system. They wanted to know what it sounded like on his stereo. They're like, because that was the experience of their audience. That was their, you know, it's like, of course it's mastered in a studio, but for most people, they're not experiencing it with hardware that costs thousands and thousands of dollars. It's usually old beat up radio, blown out speakers, and their sound had to be designed for that audience, that medium. Let's do all these little tombstones in the back. All need love. And the way they're colored here, they're just brush strokes. And the way I'm going to light it, it's just going to be similar, just another little brush stroke. And even how I'm selecting them right now, selecting into their outline, there's a lot that's getting missed, but I'm okay with that. It's not the We're not trying to do... I'm trying to get caught up on every little particle. Although it probably seems that way sometimes. It's just not really what I'm trying to do. Quick save. When the moon is shining, you can see a lot out there. Let me help this one out a little bit. Oh, I'll come back to that. Remind me to fire my colorist. It's given the impression. Then, yeah, my colorist, i.e. me forgot to hit these ones a little bit better, so I'll do that now. Or was there a reason for it? Might have been a case to make for keeping things simple behind the silhouette of the ghost, but I can correct for that later. See here. Do our calculation for the grass. Feels like it's getting there. Owl is sticking out like a sore thumb, and I don't love it, but it is okay. I'm gonna be okay with that. Gargoyle now. The gargoyle is something from sort of a composite, but I have taken inspiration from the gargoyle that lived in the it's just a statue really, but it's in this middle of town in the Dark World version of Karakiko Village. So where they used to have a sundial, in the Light World version of the town, they had a gargoyle in the Cursed Village, basically. So that's a little bit of homage there. Okay, let's try doing something to the sky. Whoa. So we won't turn off the sky. Let's... I just had a thought. What if this was a rainy scene? That could be kind of cool. That's interesting. Hello. Hi, Robbie.
I want to come up here.
You can go up there. I don't know if all your stuff is still up there, but you can go up there.
I'm going to take off the art.
You're going to take off the art? Okay. That'd be kind of crazy, though. Oh, should I do that? I get like a rainy scene. It could have like some cool backlight. All right, be gentle, buddy.
just trying to get the out and then figure out what else to put. Super messy here.
Let's get the original sketch.
Since it has a lot of old snacks, I should make a nightstick. I want to make a kitchen here. This is gonna be a kitchen. This is gonna gonna be the hard thing.
There's been some evolution, but there's... I think I could make a case for having a fun... Because what I could do is essentially there could be like lightning going on in the background and rain. Whatever degree of rain I'm comfortable with. It doesn't have to be like a downpour. I think just enough to be spooky. I mean...
Did our Halloween party already pass?
Our Halloween party already passed, buddy.
I want to do another one.
You want to throw another one?
To a Christmas party.
You want to throw a Christmas party? That's a good idea.
You can pretend to be Santa.
You want me to pretend to be Santa?
Is Santa a boy or a girl?
Santa, I'm pretty sure, is a boy.
But he wears a dress.
He kind of does wear a dress. Kind of. He kind of wears a robe. A long coat. This is interesting. Interesting
I should
talk.
put a kitchen in here.
You're going to put a kitchen up there? I think you should too. My son is being creative right now. That's good.
Yeah, because it's full of old
He's got a little cubby playhouse in a corner of my old bedroom that I used to play.
gonna be the sky room.
That's the sky room?
That's the Valentine's Day room. The playroom. The garden. The garden. And the garden. This is gonna be a
I think I have to do it. I think I have to make it a rainy scene. I don't think I can live with myself if I don't try. Bit of a tall order.
Dad,
Yes, Robbie.
you're invisible.
The air is invisible. It is. Why do you think that is?
You can't even see it.
Yeah, I can't see it. Can you see it?
No.
No.
How do you see the air?
Well, what if I made a big stinky fart? Could I see a fart, do you think?
Yeah.
Maybe if it was stinky enough.
Yeah. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
We need scissors.
You need scissors. Well, I don't have any scissors down here, buddy. Can you go downstairs and get them? You can make your big... I know you're big and strong. You can come down those ladders.
But I need to cut out that on the other. It's all lonely. Maybe I can get a marker and then go on another.
I don't know, buddy. So let me think here. There will be ramifications of making this a night scene that has rain and lightning. And I'm wondering, is the rain something I need to think about first. Because I can fork in two ways right now. Where... I mean, I should just do it this way. The original plan is to just have the other source of light be this lantern. If I... Let's do this. Let's hedge a little bit. I'm going to draw a little bit of a stormy background and a lightning bolt. That'll sort of be a memory reminder for me to explore. Because I've pretty much decided that this should happen, but I don't need to fully commit to it just yet. What if we sleep on that? In the meanwhile, you can, yeah, you're a big boy. You can make that big jump. You should do it.
But it's too hard.
Well, then go down one more step and then make a big jump. You can go down one more step.
But I'll fall.
You're not going to fall. And you've jumped from bigger heights than that. Try it. I used to jump all the way from the very top. There you go, buddy. Yeah, you're just landing on a carpet.
I just gotta get a kitchen. It's gonna be a kitchen up there. It's gonna be a mini kitchen.
Well, that's a cool idea. Robbie, let me tell you something, though. Daddy's working in here, and it's already kind of getting dark, so you're not going to get too far. What if we think about doing that another time? Me attempting to beg off a little privacy. But I don't want to squash his creative aspirations, so... Maybe this is nature's way of saying, step on the gas. I want to feel like there's a little bit of a forest existing, even if it's just a fuzzy one beyond the hills. Okay, let's draw storm cloud idea. And I'm not really sure. See, the problem with working in commercials my whole life is I don't get to draw enough crazy shit. Everything I draw is like sanitary and safe and risk-free, you know? Very vanilla. So that's super blue. Is that normal? Try this instead. The underside of a cloud is always going to be warmer, I think, if it's reflecting ground. It's too dark. That's weird. That's all feeling way too dark. Can I just fill it with a dark gray? Oops, sorry. That's a little bit out, but it's closer to what I wanted. Looks like an angry sky, right? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. I have to do more research into what stormy skies look like. But for now, that seems to kind of give a sense of it. Here's another question, is which way should the rain go? I think it's scarier if it's coming from... Oh, I can't see what I'm... From the right side. It's like, so it'd be going like this in this direction. It's kind of like the natural flow of the composition already. It's already leaning a lot this way. Let me see if I can Liking the idea. I'm liking it. The rain may have to be among the last things I do. It's such like a fine detail. But that would be extremely cool. Get this great backlight. Everywhere we want it. Just be random with it, but I'm a fan of lightning that can look like kind of twisted claw. And then this great backlight, striking in measured proportions, of course, but pretty much everything we want. We switch to kind of a good thing I drew these at not the world's highest resolution, because I would just needle and noodle and nitpick these things. I'd never finish anything. I think there's potential for, even in the Zelda aesthetic, to have terrifying moments. There could be all sorts of highlights and glints that get caught in a flash of backlight. So, suggest those here. Going crazy. But especially if it is raining and things are wet, like could really feel the danger. But now this is getting too busy. It's not about this, so let's take it down. We really just want a suggestion. That's plenty. The more we use it, the less effective it is to make something special. And the rain itself also lends license to fill the space with more like low-lying fogs and stuff like that. Like it's moisture in the air, right? Lightning could come from the other angle. Just an idea. have to be conscious about scale. That was one thing I was running into when I was designing this composition for the finish. It was I was losing a little bit of the I drew the owl bigger because I wanted it to be more prominent, and in between, like the owl was like to protect, I think, you know, so it was in between Link and the gargoyle. And then, but then they were too size similar, and that was a compositional no-no. But even now they're too size similar, so I don't know what I'm doing. But I don't want the lightning, I think I don't want the lightning bolt to be too big. It's okay if it feels far away. It can feel far away and still have an impact though. Plenty of glow. Back fog. Let's see what a pure white glow. Whoa. The silhouette, but something in there. There you go. It's like that's a fun composition all in itself. You know, but it's not dominating. It sort of blended itself out with a little bit of that atmospheric haze. Okay, I think that's as far as I want to go with that lightning stuff right now. That'll always be there to remind me that the rain is probably a good thing to add, but we don't have to necessarily add it. but I want to, and I'm going to, I think. Let me do something that feels productive now, though. Get a semblance of what would this lantern look like? Light glare. Light glow. Like that's all too much, you know? But yeah, something's gonna go in there. What goes in a lantern? How do lanterns work? This is... how does a lantern work? Yeah, let's learn together. Burning fuel, so it's like oil, an oil lamp. What if it was like a Japanese lantern? No. Oil lantern. I'm guessing that if it was a... This looks like the lantern from A Link to the Past. That's a cool story point. I mean, think about it. Like, what if Link had his lantern and he dropped it and the ghost started carrying it and looking for him? It's kind of scary. Make too big of a deal about the lantern, though. Are there no squared off lanterns like this? Okay, I don't think I can get away with... It feels like modern lanterns have corrupted me. Okay. Link to the Past lantern. Oh, cool. What's this? That almost looks like it could could work. Ah. Okay, I think I have to draw the actual lantern. Because now it can be like a story point. Right? It could be like either how Link got his lantern or something that has to do with the lantern. I feel like that's what I was trying to draw. Ooh, ghost lantern. Wait a second. What? This is funny because I played huh. I played Twilight Princess and I don't remember that. I feel like that's not the sprite from A Link to the Past. More like that. That's crazy. This looks too complex, but I took some of these in screenshot. Pretty sure I can't get there from here without changing the lantern. And it's like, okay, it's not the end of the world. Draw a quick lantern. Yeah, whatever. Problem is, I have to do it in a way that isn't that conspicuous. Here. It's going to be this, but, you know, cool. How do I do that? Let's figure it out. Okay. Because the lights carry, the ghosts carry lanterns. That's already a thing. And I like that, but I like how it can cross over the ghost carrying Link's lantern. Let's do something intelligent. Throw up a screen layer. Oh. Dip that down. Group that so I can't draw on it. Let's make some lines on top of it. And we'll just rough something out real quick and then, if we feel like it, make it official. That's a problem because the line thicknesses need to match. It's probably operating at 50. Nope. Try 80. That feels about right. This lantern has an opportunity to give us a sense of orientation and perspective in relation to gravity. The rest of the entire composition is it's in turmoil. There's chaos under the soil. I don't want there to be... I don't want symmetry. So one of these bars is going to be closer to camera than the other. Here's the other factor is I can't make it too big. If it looks like something Link wouldn't or couldn't carry, because he's smaller. Shrink this down. That feels okay. Tricky getting this right, but I want it to be not perfectly straight up and down. Some sort of notification for my guild. Art Directors Guild. Sometimes I wonder. Okay, this is feeling on the right track. Like, I just need this to be a lantern that a Zelda fan wouldn't think twice about. Be like, yep, that's the lamp. That's the lantern. In the original Zelda, there was a candle that they used. I could see going that way too, but not in this case. Yeah, looks like a rough candle or a rough lantern. Okay, let's save. And now I want to, this is all new stuff. Let's flop the composition and see how things are looking. Oop. Well, that's just as well. It doesn't look too bad. And I don't need it to be perfect. Kind of gung-ho about getting as much done tonight as I can because tomorrow my in-laws are coming into town. And that'll just be one big distraction. That'll have me away from streaming for a bit. Too bad. So now I got no excuse not to finish it off right now. Lip and a lip, so try to keep that consistent. Okay. Drawing these kinds of curves it's like my nemesis, because I like to draw all my lines in. It's gonna be embarrassing for a while. I like to draw my lines with a lot of velocity. I'm gonna throw them out like I'm launching a dart on the way, confidently launching a dart on the way to score a bullseye. And a lot of times I miss. Craving right now for a really greasy taco. Hard shell, greasy taco. Anyway, if I draw lines with too much hesitation, I don't think they'd look good. I'd rather than be confident and inaccurate. There's a kind of severe geometry to this. But I'll be lucky if I get it right without a lot of pain. You know what? Let's pretend, because they can be, let's pretend that these are a circular. They're they don't have to have hard edges. Okay, it's getting there. This music. This is different. Oh, where am I now? All right. Bonus time. Getting there. Okay. All right. Okay. It's really handy having the monitor up here to get a backed out view of the art as it's coming together. It helps ground me. Right, there we go. Drew a lamp. And it looks pretty compatible with the line quality of everything else, so Very pleased about that. What this means is we are in a good place to pick it up in the morning. Buy old lamp. There we go. It's a little tricky. Problem now here is this, the curve here is happening exactly where kind of have it happening here. I think I can adjust for that with a little atmosphere. What seems to be a huge issue at the moment won't be later on, but artifact of the haphazard strategies. And then of course these lines need to connect around the far side through the glass as well. What was I thinking? This is nowhere near done. Huh. Okay, no, it's good enough. Once I start lighting it and making it look real, it's gonna look like $1 trillion. And it doesn't look too symmetrical, not too symmetrical. Ugh, maybe it does look too symmetrical. A little bit of a pick your poison situation, because if I can make the the perspective not symmetrical pretty easily, but that won't make it look better. Will actually look worse, because it'll just cover things up in a weird way that feels like, well, why did you screen it that way? Why would you do that? I could add a couple more prongs, but again, why would I do that? I can make it clear with the light which side is screening and which side is open. I'll make sure there's way more silhouette on this prong or whatever, this support. So like this one will be darker and that one will be brighter. Just enough to make sense. Okay. And then somewhere in here, you know, light. Okay. There it is. Feels good. I'll sleep on it. I don't see anything jumping out at me right now that says, fix me. Yet, I'll have a nightmare in my dream. You're like, no. No, don't. Don't save. Okay, this is still good. Happy with the progress. And it's getting late. I gotta get my kids ready for bed. So, that'll be that. But let's do a quick thumbnail. Got this camera. It's like, try harder, Apple. All right, lots to choose from. Cool, that'll be good. And the song is done. It's time to say adios. Adios.